Hello, welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian, and today with Lauren, let's restore and recharge with simple and strong movements. We don't need much for today's practice. Your body weight will do. Welcome. We'll start with a couple breathing drills, move into our some feet warm-ups, and today's theme will be some squats. Some squats.
This is me recharging.
Recharge up. Stand in a pose of your choice. Wide feet for me. Practicing our nasal breathing. Close the mouth with hands on belly. Take a breath in for 4 counts. And exhale through the nose for 4 counts. Repeat. Breath in. Filling the belly. Exhale. Place the hands on the shoulders, maybe crossing over. Repeat a belly breath. Exhale the belly breath. Do a chest breath. And then let go of the chest breath. Now let's come back to the belly, breathing in through the nose without the chest lifting or rising. On your own, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel the belly full and maintain the shoulders in the same position. Let's replace those hands to the belly. For 4 more breaths with 4 more holds, take a 4-second inhale and hold full. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, hold empty. Brace down on those abdominals and breathe in for 4. Hold full, maintain your brace 360 degrees and exhale. Hold empty. Bear down, brace on abs, breathe in for 4. Hold. Exhale. And final round, hold empty. Brace. Breathe into the belly. Behind that shield. And hold. And exhale. Already on Lauren's run and myself on a bike ride, breathing in and out of the nose is not an easy task, but aims to promote the efficiency and purifies that air that we're breathing. Breathe into the belly through the nose. Let's get into our foot warm-ups from here, standing in parallel. Hands for this exercise, palms face forward. Light tension to maintain that. At this place, let's go to that demi point or the 2 parts of that tripod in the front of the foot, and then to our toe point, flex over, back to the point, full 2 points down, and then the heel to connect. Alternate to the other side. Ball of foot, to the point, to the flex, to the point, to those 2 parts in the front, pause. Now push your bum through, hips extend to push the heel down. Repeat other side one last time. Pull to that demi point, point or press to the toes. Flex over on toes, back to a point, to the balls of those feet, and push your bum through to push your heel down. Last repetition, other side, ball of foot, point, over. Whose arms and shoulders are a little tired here? Down, and push the hip through to get low. Now, with the thumbs facing forward, as they probably are, and the elbows back, bend elbows, place hands on these hip holsters right about here. At this place, let's open up into our first position. In a more rhythmic way, let's do the same thing. Let's go from the ball of the foot to the point, and ball of the foot to the heel, and ball and point, and ball and heel. Ball to point, ball to heel. Same thing other side, point, ball, and heel. Now can we go up on one, transfer weight, and down on the other. Up on that one, down on the other. Stiff leg on one leg, bent on the other. Last one, and down, single or together. Open up to that second position or a slightly wider stance. Grip the floor, clench the glutes, press to the ball of one foot. Now for about 10 repetitions, can we pop your shoelaces off of your foot as you push through the arch away from the floor? 1, 2, Lauren's done a couple extra, and 3. So we're back to the balls of the feet, we're to the toe knuckle. Ball of foot, toe knuckle. Last 1 or 2, point and point. Connect the heel, transfer weight to that side, pushing away from the floor, and then toes. Balls of feet, point toes. Balls of feet, point toes. That's 3. And again, maintain tall hip extension. Try to see that inseam forward. And the last repetition here, we'll connect the balls of the feet, then the heel, and pull in to center. Wiggle, always important too. Let's take a moment, shake out those arms as well, and return the hands to those hip holsters. At that place, are your thumbs on your hip flexors, we'll call them, or the front of the legs? Hip flexors, again, are responsible for this action. Feel that in the front. Those lateral butt cheeks, the ones that more your fingers are touching around that ball and socket at the hips, they're more responsible for taking that femur and moving it in and out the side of the body. Maintaining the stability on one leg and expressing that mobility in the other. And if you take your hands just a little bit further around to the back and you grab on here and you give those a good clench, those are those muscles that are going to help us in things like our kettlebell swings, heavy lifts, big jumps. Talk to those big glute muscles. You have them all. You weren't afraid to touch them, at least we weren't, our own. Feel what's going on in those hips as we get into our next series of movements. Before we do, let's get back to that rib cage area. Open up your stance to your favorite position. I'll choose my wide squat. And at the rib cage, look for light slide, side to side slides here. Hands in center as I have, or arms out to the side like Lauren, making sure that we don't tip. We'll get into that later too. But think straight up slide, cramp up those glutes and grip the floor to help us get that. Now we'll go front and back, extending or pushing our sternum forward, and then flexing or rounding out the spine. Pause here, retract shoulder blades, push or extend heart forward, check the shoulder blades, and round through the rib cage or spine rather than an excessive dump through the shoulders. Repeat 1 or 2 more as we extend forward like Lauren here, making sure not to lead with the face, which is a cue I always get from Lauren as well. And flexion, gentle retraction or pull the shoulder blades together. And again, talk to the rib cage spine for one last time, forward and then back. Relax in center. Take your arms low in our first like position. Let's get our feet like Lauren, because that was great. We'll talk to our scapula now as we shrug and pull low and elevate one last time and pull low. Retract and drive forward, retract, drive forward. In a circle, shrug once, retract once, pull down, drive forward, pull low, retract, elevate, forward, return to low, and take those arms towards your safe overhead. With soft elbows, repeat our shrug and our down. And one more of each, a shrug and a down. Then drive forward and pull back. Drive forward and pull back. And in a circle pattern, shrug, forward, down, together, down, forward, up, together. Maybe challenge that overhead just a little bit extra. Maybe you could straighten your elbows and maybe have to go out to the YMCA to do that. But then nice and slow, just return those arms low. And let that also wiggle out. Arms are heavy, legs are heavy, especially if you hold them there for a long time. Coming back to that upper body idea here, let's get another wide stance. And this time we're going to try to take our body in a rotation as we would practice for our windmills in our other Wednesday practice. Wide base, cramp up glutes, hands across body and center. First, rotate the head and neck as to look over your left shoulder, reaching the crown of your head tall, and pull back. Repeat to the other side, keeping the hips and shoulders facing forward to turn the head and neck. Now, keep the head and neck center, turn the shoulders, but keep the hips facing forward. Return to center, and same thing, other way. How did that feel? The T-spine here, approximately 25 degrees I read this week. It's supposed to move, meaning 2 degrees per segment. Not very much. Take time. Let's keep those hips forward. Hands across chest. Take a breath in and rotate head and shoulders together, but hips facing forward. Side bend. Pull to tall. Check that the hips are still forward. Take a breath in. And perhaps rotate an extra degree or two. Maintain hips forward. Side flexion, side bend. Pull to tall. Perhaps return one more rotation. And then to center or facing the camera screen here. Return arms to just relax for a second and repeat to the alternate side. Hands across chest or tight to the body, butt squeeze. Take the breath. Shoulders and head can move as a team here as we rotate. Lauren's hips are facing forward. It looks great. From here, we'll side bend to the rotation side here. Pull ourselves to tall. Rotate. Take a breath. Exhale as we can tie that to exploring that new range. Pull to tall. Continue one more rotation and gentle return center. We could do that too. And relax that out. I think that feels great. I hope that that rotation to that upper back can feel nice. We'll come back to our shoulders, shoulders. Either one at a time or looking at it and then the other. A drill like this is so hard to do. We're keeping the shoulder blade tight to the body and we're rotating the long bones of the arm here without moving the shoulder. Gentle, follow along as we go. Keep that shoulder back. Keep the elbow stiff with the tricep and turn down the thumb, maintaining the shoulder blade tight. From the shoulder, rotate the blood donation up, making sure the hand doesn't take over. Repeat one last time. Maintain the shoulder blade in, stiffen or cramp through the tricep. As we internally rotate on a shoulder, my bicep is feeling that a lot. How about you? And then your humerus bone, the ball and socket of the shoulder, will turn it up and blood donations turning to the sky. Take time and return that arm to center. Alternate to the other side. This internal rotation I'm doing on this shoulder, not necessarily easy, but pull and feel that scapula on the other arm, cramp up triceps, maybe put some eyeballs on it, and turn down the blood donation without pushing the shoulder forward. Also a nice skill, but right now, a couple more seconds here. Shoulder blade stays, and we're trying to turn down that bicep, and then turn it back up. Last repetition, cramp up the elbow, take a look at it. Those little movements help the big ones. Play with that as we go. One last global little reach with our upper body roll here. Let's open up our stance and let's gently go around the world. From here, I'm going to slide to my left, push towards that front edge of the globe, and come across that equator to the far right side. Then we'll go around the dark side of the moon. As you go to the back, hollowing out, keeping the shoulder blades tight as we can, to our original lateral, and return to center. This time, slide to the other side, this case my right, and we'll push forward, reaching around that equator. The glutes are squeezed, press into the floor, pull around the dark side or the back side to the lateral, and return to center. Return the legs, some looseness going on, and let's get to our movement clock partials. For 4 repetitions, we'll step forward for 4 and then to the side for 4. Practice our toe heel landings and pull and push from the floor to create tension. Toe ball heel, encourage that knee to go towards over the toe, push back to center. Repeat 3 more. Stiff leg stays straight on the ground with the heel, toe ball heel, push away. Toe ball heel landing, push and extend through the back hip with a straight leg, push to center, toe ball heel, check those hips for hikes and levels, and push. Alternate your leg in the same 12 o'clock or straight ahead position. Toe ball heel, straight back leg, push to center. Toe ball heel, push to center. I think it's 2 more, 3 more. Toe ball heel, push. Toe ball heel, straighten that back leg, push. And last one, toe ball heel. Okay. Same thing to the side. Whether we have our feet in this parallel position or in our first, both are right. What are you going to do? Parallel. I'll go first. Lauren's in her parallel stance. From here, we'll push off one leg, accept that load, toe ball heel, and push to center. Cramp that leg, toe ball heel to land, and push. Cramp extending, toe ball heel landing, push. Last repetition, toe ball heel, and push. Alternate to the other side, same exercise. Cramp the standing plant leg, toe ball heel to land. Push, close. Toe ball heel, close. Toe ball heel. Last one. And relax. From here, let's initiate our hinge. With your feet just underneath your hips or slightly wider, let's chop on the hips. Keep our spine long. Sorry, I'm in a bad place. Keep our spine long. And at that point, can we place our hands on our shins? Pull the armpits low, maintain a long spine. And then at some point, you have to break that rule. Encourage the knees to go over the toes, reach towards the floor. Then let's walk out to our high planks position. In our high planks position, we have screwed in hands, elbows forward, hips high, and 10 seconds of tension, go. 10 seconds of tension again, meaning grip the floor, pull the hands to the feet, squeeze your butt cheeks, brace in on those abdominals, and all the while counting and breathing.
2-1.
And knees down, 2-1, says Lauren. Whew. Take some time off the hands, check in with how that plank felt. Maybe follow me as I demonstrate my modified plank, same cues, but from the knees. Hands on the ground, modified planks position, shoulders over top of those wrists. From here, 10 seconds starts. Let's squeeze our butt cheeks and brace our core, grip the floor, and breathe for 4, 3, 2. Stay where you are, but relax your tension. Lift your knees if you hadn't already, and then walk back up in that down dog or inchworm. Stop where your hamstrings and heels feel a nice load stretch. Make sure your tailbone can stay tilted to the ceiling. Press the hands towards the feet, shins or knees. Initiate your hinge, and then extend. Whew. I'd like to do the movement clock one more version, staying with the same leg, but this time we'll go straight ahead, lateral, straight ahead, lateral, for again 4 each or 8 total. Perhaps let's put those hands on those hip holsters, thumbs facing forward, elbows facing back, toe ball heel. I'll be leading with my right leg forward. Toe ball heel, straight leg in the back, push to center, out to the side, toe ball heel, push to center. Same side, 3 more. Toe ball heel, push the knee over the toe, and push back. Toe ball heel, encourage knee over toe, push. Toe ball heel, think that knee over the toe, it's definitely hard, and center. Toe ball heel. 1 more repetition. Toe ball heel, toe ball heel, and center. Reset shoulders, make sure that's an okay position. Same thing, alternate side. Toe ball heel, center, toe ball heel, push away. Pull the floor together to slow, push for power. Pull the floor through the heel and push for power. Pull for control, explode forward, to the side, and back. Last one. Forward and push, and lateral and push. Let's repeat our plank exercise one more time. In a moment, we'll get into our hip bars, and as we plank here, think of how that tension can carry over into the upper body, and we'll speak directly to those hips. Setting up the hinge with the butt going back and the forearms vertical, same with the shin bones. At some point, you have to break that rule and let those knees go forward and tippish, hands on floor. Walk out to your plank or your high planks position, fix your hair, do whatever you gotta do, and let's hold 2 times 10-second planks. Set up your position as you need. I'll start my modified first with my knees down, my hips tucked under, butt squeeze. Lauren says go. Let's go. It's already started. 8, 7, and in those 6 seconds that are left, we're squeezing, bracing, and creating as much tension, and then coasting the tension away to relax. Perhaps that's easy. Perhaps you want that next level. Next level for Lauren, if you're already in that high plank, is to take away a foot or an arm. For next level, for those modified positions like me, let's try to get off those knees and 10 seconds again of pushing the floor away.
Now?
Right about now. Let's go. Squeeze, 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 brace, brace, brace. Pull the floor together. Squeeze your bum. Those things don't happen automatically. Let's train that for 4, 3, 2, easy, easy on the off style. Rest for a second. Then, as Lauren's getting into that down dog position, to keep your tailbone tilted to the ceiling, press yourself back towards your hinge. Take some time in that hinge to pull the armpits low to keep the spine long, and then extend the hips to the top. And reset. And look at Lauren's nice new haircut. Maybe drink some water with Lauren. She's a good example for that. And let's get into some of our hip bars here. Do you have your chair? Do you have your balance aid? Make this drill about our hip control and a little bit less about balance. Grab onto something firm, talk to the hips. Remember, the holsters. To start, let's do one example low, and then we'll proceed with more broken down versions. To point to the front, and right now try to overcross. Keep the inside hip forward, but take the other leg and point it towards 1 o'clock. Then open from there, reach around to that side or second position. Then we'll internally rotate on that hip or turn the inseam down as you reach around to the back. And then you pull under the foot to a tall position. Repeat in the alternate direction or reverse, extending the hip with our straight leg. Can we try to overcross center here? So the foot is pointing to say 5 o'clock rather than 6 straight behind. Then from there, open up in that external rotation, reach to the side, lengthening out, tracing to the front. And as this leg comes underneath, I want you to get taller by pushing your hips through. Let's repeat that on the other side. From tall, tendu or point to the forward. Take a moment and try to overcross. Keep the other hip forward as you open in that external rotation, reaching so wide. I'm trying to touch Lauren's leg over there. And then I'm trying to touch Fernie in the back. Trying to unlock that code to the vaults in my hips as I reach to the back. Then I'll flex over the toes, getting taller as I do the whole time. Return to the back with that hip extension and a straight leg with a toe point. Try to overcross, or as you can see, take away that daylight in the back, and then open up in that external rotation. And I'm trying to reach to the palm, reaching towards Lauren's foot. As I articulate or come around to the front, and I get tall as I extend my hips underneath. That's our hip bar. Check out those basics if that's a new exercise. We're going to progress off that with these isometric holds, in particular, these lateral or side positions. Watch this just for a second. From a tall, Lauren can follow along. Sorry, here. From a tall position, lift a leg out to the side and internally and externally rotate. And as you're watching that, maybe join along now, but hopefully my leg is in that 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock position out to the side with my hips forward, and we're gently rolling in that hip socket like the shoulder in the warm-up. Return the leg in and repeat to the other side. Extend the hips forward, hold on to your balance aid, gently lift a leg out to the side, and from the hip socket, femur, like the humerus in the warm-up at the shoulder, try rolling in and out. Cool. Feeling okay with that?
Yeah.
Ready to roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. That's great. Let's move up then. We can both use this. Cutesies. Let's see if you can put it like right there. Okay. Back up like a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. From here, let's take a leg out to the side. Pointed or dorsiflexed foot is fine, whichever one. Go out lateral. We're both in our point. That foot could be okay too, but try to touch the floor if we can here. Internally rotate, meaning take the outside of that leg and bring it around. Stiffen up that knee, extend the hip, and for up to 10 seconds, can we look to lift away from the floor? Straighten the knee. I'm telling you because I need that too. It wants to bend. I'm going to try keep it straight for one more second and then tap down on the floor. Let's reconvene, extending those hips. Stiffen the leg at the knee. Push forward from the hip. Take a moment with an internal rotation or inseam down. Lift up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Stiffen it up, cramp it up, tap it down lightly. I like to do that one more time. Let's extend those hips forward, in particular, the leg that's out to the side. Make sure that isn't facing a different corner. With the hips forward and the internal rotation on the straight leg out to the side, lift up, and if it's more than a couple inches off the floor, you belong in the National Ballet. I want to see it. 3 more seconds. 2, 1. Gently tap, open up in an external rotation, pull to the front, and tall, 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 tall as you bring that leg underneath. Switch sides.
Standing leg.
Standing leg says Lauren. Both legs kind of says me. And my calf, that calf felt so much tension too. So it might be a little bit different, but feeling muscle cramps, that's okay. Feeling pinches, tightness, we need to lessen the load or the range. Next side, tall, extend those hips forward, leg out to the side. Externally rotate as to show the inseam forward, and then internally rotate. We'll spend the rest of this exercise here. Cramp up the standing leg, hold on for your tension and brace, and lift away. Push those hips forward, lengthen out to get tall, and hold for 3, 2, tap down. Are we still about at that 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock line out to the side? It tends to want to drift back. Keep it forward as we cramp up that standing leg, and Lauren's ready, so let's go. 10, 9, taller as you can, straighter on both knees as allowed, and do it for 3, 2, easy on the tap down. Third and final rep, can you get taller by extending through again? Take a moment, cramp it up, and lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
2.
Tap it down. Externally rotate in the hip. Inseam forward. Toe point. And get tall, 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 tall. And relax. Okay. If our hips and things are feeling like that, let's stroke balances off and put them a little bit more near the bottom. And let's work on some of our push-pulls instead. From a standing in parallel position, as I'm demonstrating right here, or from a split stance of your choice, let's get into our presses. No. Great. Lauren's in a rack position, parallel feet. From this position, keep the forearm vertical, and with low intensity, push towards overhead. Try to keep that armpit low. Then at the top, shrug, pull without bending an elbow, and when you can't pull anymore, allow that elbow to bend, returning to our rack position. Pull that armpit low, low intensity up, but maintain the down direction in the armpit or lat as we press towards overhead. Shrug a shoulder just once, and then pull as to reset that shoulder blade, and then connect the pull to the arm to rack. Reset, step forward, alternate to the other side. If we're in a split stance, or if we're standing like Lauren, the hips are underneath with the glutes engaged and core like a plank. Low intensity up overhead, extending the arm. At the top, shrug the shoulder. From that armpit or lat, pull down, and then connect that with an elbow bend to the rack position. Low intensity on the arm. Maintain the shoulder low, but press high. My fingertips are open. I'm going to reach up. I'm going to grip. I'm going to pull with a straight arm. And then the straight arm connects to the bicep or bent arm to pull and reset. These lateral leg lifts out to the side are a least favorite exercise in this bars and bells arrangement. We know it's probably good for us because it is pretty challenging. So let's try to do that maybe one more time. Grab on, check it out.
It's hard work standing on
Hard work standing on one leg.
That's where it comes.
That stability in the one, that gesture of the other. Okay, with our legs in parallel again, holding on. Out to the side with a straight leg, hips forward. Externally rotate as to show the inseam forward, and then internally rotate, turning the inseam down or kneecap forward. With hips extended, cramped glutes, and strong abs, lift that leg away from the floor with that internal rotation, and we're going to hold for a total of 10, which means about 5, 4, 3, 2, tap down. Get tall, perhaps check a level and reset those hips. From that side position, hold on for balance, cramp up, and we're started 10, 9, straighten the knee. It's going to want to bend. Point those toes, shoot energy out to the side, and in 3 seconds, we'll gently tap down. Extend to tall. Did you make more room in those hips? And for the last repetition, make sure we're internally rotated on that hip for now as we lift up and hold and maintain tension for 4, 3, 2, tap it down, externally rotate to bring it towards the front, and pull underneath and get tall as you do. Better, same's worse.
A little better.
A little bit more room maybe, a little bit more familiar with what that's going to feel like. Hopefully it's more likely the same, and you could do it for the same 3 repetitions. Build your endurance versus maximizing at the get-go and having nothing left in the tank. As long as Lauren's ready to go, we're going to do it again one last time. Tall that inside leg, out to the side. Do an external rotation or inseam forward. Turn that inseam down, point the toe. Cramp up the standing leg, one more go. Straighten the leg out to the side and lift away from the body and grow tall as you do, and hold for 5, 4, maintain the shoulders low, good looking stuff here, and we'll tap down. Sorry, I can't see you, I'm kind of complimenting us, but it looks great. How does it feel? 1, 2 more, let's go. Lift it up, awesome level hips here. I'm trying to stay so tall on this standing leg. I'm trying to reach out for that rad out to the side with the internal rotation for 2, 1, down. It will get higher if we're in that external rotation, but maintain the internal rotation for here. And 1 more go. Let's do it. Hold, 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 hold. Lauren's counting 10 for us. Don't you worry. But we're going to go for like 3 and 2. Tap, externally rotate to center, and pull. Reset. Reset. Okay. 1 more time on that push-pull from a split stance or in parallel like Lauren.
I can't stand in split stance.
Hips forward. Knee is vertical, just like in that windmill with a straight back leg. From here, racks position, grip down on that armpit, low intensity up. Find and build our groove. We'll shrug, we'll grip on, we'll pull with a straight elbow, and then build that groove pattern, recruiting the sidelines of lats there. Repeat 1 more time with low tension up. Gently reach, pull, pack, brace, step through, shake and reset. Other side, same deal. I have my racked leg is back or straight, my hips facing forward, ribs are down. We'll go low intensity up. We'll shrug, We'll pull with a packed shoulder, connect that pull to the elbow. My non-dominant side is harder to coordinate for sure. Relax. Lauren, what about you?
What?
Easier, harder, samesies?
Same.
Same, says Lauren. That's good. Strong all over.
This stuff's easy.
Up. Press, shrug.
That's even better.
Pull. And pull, and pull, and pull, and slap, and tap, and get that tension underneath the shoulder. We're not quite done yet with our friend the chair here. I'd like to connect one more time on that hip bar as we did earlier today. Whether you choose to do it low or off the floor, that's up to you. Follow along. Is 2 in a row a ton? That'll be the last exercise. 2 in a row. So for 2 in a row, I'm going to go low for my first one. And then, sorry, you're going to be here? Well, then let's go here. That's better. Still got to find a great stage manager, but we're good here. Okay. So tall, go tendu to the front, thinking about that overcross. Then open up to the side as we go out to the second or side position here. Reach those hips long as you bring that leg back and around. Take away the daylight between the legs. Flex over toes to center. Extend to the back with that straight leg as usual. Grab on for balance as you need. Open from the hip. Send energy all these different ways for that tension stability as we pull around and under. And this is where we're going to fight for the chair here. We're going to go to the front in that tendu, lifting maybe. From there, keep those hips extending forward, stiff knees throughout as we reach towards around the back, tap down, flex under the foot, and last repetition, reach to the back with the hip, not the low back. Tall, 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 tall. We're going to bring that leg through to the front to tap and pull under. One last time.
Speechless.
Other side. Tall posture, hip holster in mind, tendu point with that slight overcross and then open up. With the toe point, we'll go around the back, pushing the hips forward as you reach to the back. Take away the daylight between the legs, sandwiching those femurs together, over toes to center. Return to the back, over the toes as you extend the hip. Keep the hip forward, reach long and lateral as we navigate the corner. Pull into center and get tall as you return under. Last repetition, perhaps off the floor. We'll tendu or point front. Lift up, reach out to the side, tall through those hips as we reach, pointing energy out the toe, to the back, to the tap, to the flex under, to tall, and last repetition, extend to the back, lift with the hip, reach sidelines of those butt cheeks, reach around, that's beautiful, Lauren.
Well, you're going really slow.
Reach around, tap,
That side's harder for you?
and under. That side's harder. Want to make that side a little bit more strict. Lauren, now you can have your chair. How about that?
Yeah.
Have your
I
chair.
like coffee too.
Ooh, that all sounds good. Thank you very much for joining us at today's Restore and Recharge practice. Sipping tea with the queen with that pinky.
I don't know
Coffee.
if this is correct. Maybe
Oh.
like this.
I think it's just up the side a little bit. It is, but let's not be particular about that. Anyways, Restore and Recharge was today's practice. We have 2 programs on the weekend, one for handstands and play, and one for the morning routine. The morning routine is on Sunday at 9, but it's appropriate for any day of the week, so check it out in the archive. Hit the subscribe. Follow us on social media. Thank you very much for joining us here at Bars and Bells. My name is Ian. Sipping tea is Lauren. Waving like the queen. And as the bells chime here on Douglas Street, we're going to have a good day gardening. Ugh. Lauren wants to weed this weekend. I'm over it.
I picked 200.
I'm over it.
I picked 200 beans last night.
Looking forward to pickling those
200
over the weeding.
green beans.
Take care. We'll be restoring from gardening, I think, next week. Have a good day.